Hello and welcome to Bannerlord War Sales, and this is going to be a 100% pacifist run. I'm not sure how this is really going to go because I actually have never done this, and it's quite surprising really because you'd think, oh yes, I've done almost every single idea that I could think of in the game, but this one, no, I have always fought battles. I've always done something to do with violence, but obviously in this case we're not going to do that. So we're going to pick Aserai, obviously, as you might expect, trader and all that stuff. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing trading. We're going to be doing all kinds of wonderful, wonderful things. We're going to try and see if we can capture the entire map, conquer the entire map without fighting any battles. That's it. Without fighting any battles, without killing one person. And you may think, oh, that's going to be easy, isn't it? Oh, or is that going to be difficult? I don't know, actually. That's the funny thing. I have no idea whether that's going to be easy-ish or not. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have good amounts of charm skill. We want charm skill. We want leadership skill. We want trade, obviously. So we're going to be doing that. Aptitude for numbers, of course. Thank you very much. And let's just try and see if we can find some more trading shipmaster. Yeah, shipmaster probably not going to be super impactful for us here. I would like to get... Ooh, okay, charm and scouting, I guess. Charm and scouting sounds pretty decent. There we go, you invested some money in a workshop. I think we're probably going to be taking that. Because that's... Ooh, no, actually, I like social more. I think I like social more, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to be doing age 40. This could be a mistake. However, if we think about it, this is going to encourage us to find a spouse, and I think it should be pretty easy for us to do that. So let's do age 40 and we'll try to find a spouse relatively quickly. Then we can start having children, having heirs and all that stuff. 6 unspent focus points and 3 unspent attribute points sounds pretty good to me. And then we're just going to be ooh, yeah, oh, I like this banner. Yeah, I like that banner quite a bit. All right, so we're going to be calling him Berthild, of course. Select your family name, of course. And he's going to be Barney. Why not? Let's make the trader Barney here. And we'll just go on Bannerlord difficulty, as we are not going to be going into any battles. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. And what we're going to do is we're actually not going to auto-allocate clan member perks this time. We're going to be doing that completely manually every single day of the week. Alright, so look at that. Super fast to load in here. And indeed, we are going to immediately spec every single point that we can into social and trade. Boom, there you go. Instantaneous. Yes, and we're not going to be doing any tournaments either, by the way. No tournaments are allowed because we're not, well, technically, tournaments, you can attack people and you are going to knock them unconscious. That is a way that you could possibly play this. So you could go and just use blunt weapons if you wanted to. You could do that and you could try to make it so that you don't kill anyone at all. For me personally, I am going to go 100% pacifist. I feel like that's a little bit more interesting from my perspective because it does limit you in a pretty great manner. Because look at this, I have to start with 1,000 gold. I am going to be recruiting some people just for the carry capacity, of course. Only 3? Okay. Oh dear, that's bad. Alright, oh yes, we got some olives for 9. That's actually perfect. I think that's really good. Obviously, at the very beginning of the game, we have no idea whatsoever what the price is going to be like. We don't know what the resources are going to be like. We don't know anything about that. You know, our supplies are going to be, you know, kind of limited, shall we say. And what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to go very quickly over to the village here. I need to be very careful of bandits because bandits will attack me very fast. And they are desert bandits. And desert bandits have quite a few cavalry troops. So I need to be a little bit careful on that. I'm just trying to make sure that we are as, shall we say, disagreeable as possible to anyone that wants to potentially attack. Now we are going to go very quickly over to Sanala here. Let's just be very careful as well. Need to make sure that we're not getting ourselves ambushed. We're getting a huge amount of scouting skill as well. And this is indeed what I'm going to do. Look at that. I'm just going to pay this guy and then he can just go away. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's go into Sanala. Let's see what the olives are going to sell for. 37. There you go. So that's obviously perfect already. One thing we've got to be a bit aware of. Ah, very nice. Okay, yes. So we have green here as well. Not a big fan of doing low ticket items. Low ticket items are not exactly my bag, even though they are actually quite good. Gonna sell all of this for 450, and we're just gonna get, yep, instantaneous 10 skill points in trade. Absolutely amazing. Now we can get wholesaler, which means that we get minus 15% price penalty while selling trade goods, which is obviously amazing, and our profits are now marked. So that's really nice too. We are actually just going to be doing the same thing, but in reverse now. So all I'm going to do is just buy the grain, and we're going to go back over there. I should probably recruit some people just to make sure. And yeah, so we're just going to go back to Kuyas. Technically, we could go somewhere else, but I don't know what kind of cost or what kind of price we're going to be seeing if we go in an alternate direction. So I want to make sure that we're at least getting about double what we've paid, so that we can continue to make profit, so we can continue to get trade skill. That's kind of the whole deal here. As you can see, we are getting a relatively decent profit. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but we did buy it at Sanala for 8, 9, you know, pretty okay. Yeah, not a terribly big fan, actually. Not a terribly big fan of what we just did there, but let's actually just see, is there anything else that we can buy that is going to be somewhat good? It looks as though, actually, we're going to be coming up empty-handed here. That is unusual. Usually, when I do a trading run, usually there's going to be at least something I can pick up from the town nearby. Let's actually see. Olives. I could buy olives here. They're pretty cheap. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do a little bit, okay? Just a couple of olives here and there, and we'll then move on to Sanala. What we ideally need to do is we need to expand outward and try to go to the other Aserai towns. There are going to be an exceptional amount of deals to be made around there. One thing you've got to realize, though, and this is actually something that I didn't even see when I was playing my other series, and that is the fact that I'm going to show you right now. The map is cut off. Look at this. The map is actually cut off. So basically what you're going to need to do is get a ship. If you want to actually come over to Aserai territory, you're going to need to leave from Charis or Artesia or Zionica or something like that to get from the mainland all the way over into Aserai territory. And now I'm going to say this. I think the Aserai are possibly the most powerful faction in the game now. Just purely because they have such an overwhelming environmental advantage. Just because of this. Just because of the way that their territory is situated. Because look at what's happening here. Look at this. Look at what is happening. Every single thing, every single town, village, castle, whatever, is in a very nice little pocket of territory, which is completely cut off from the rest of the world, with the exception of one entry point. It makes so much difference. Their villages are going to just be exponentially growing, and they are going to be making massive amounts of cash over time. It's actually going to be staggering. And that's actually the reason why I was like, I was a little bit confused in my previous playthrough, and I was like, wait a minute, how are the Aserai still almost completely untouched? And well, there you go. That's the reason. That's the reason. Okay, so we could get some beer here. Ooh, no. We want to get iron ore. That is perfect. Look at that. That is actually amazing. All right, yeah. So we are actually going to be getting some iron ore here. We're literally no. Unfortunate that I can't get all of it. I'm actually going to sell my shield here, just to reduce the cost a little bit, and because we obviously don't need the shield. And we're going to go to Sanala. Is there an iron ore town near here? No, there isn't. Or shall we say village? And there isn't actually any iron ore here. So it must have been a trade caravan or something relative to that effect, actually dropping off some iron ore in that location. I'm kind of surprised that it was so cheap. I don't know what's going on with that, but very, very cheap for us to buy it. And I gotta say, this is going to be incredible. This is going to be an amazing amount of, yeah, as you can see right there, look at this. It is going to depreciate really fast, but worth it, right? Worth it. We literally purchased this for 45 or something like that. I'm just going to sell all of it. 1800. 1800. Very, very nice. Is there anything else here that we can buy that is actually going to be somewhat good at Kasira, maybe? I'm not seeing anything at Kasira here that's actually going to be somewhat good, so we're going to have to leave it for now. But look at how many, look at that, 14 skill points. That's taken us to 50 trade skill. Absolutely amazing. We're going to go for market dealer here, which is going to give us minus 50% cost of bartering for safe passage. That's obviously going to be amazing to try to get away from bandits and things like that want to murder us. And we're otherwise going to be taking the 2 top perks in Scouting, Day Traveler, and Pathfinder. And then we're going to be getting another focus point in Scouting too. Obviously, Scouting isn't really something that I'm super badly wanting to level up or anything like that, but it's just one of the ways that we can try to level our character slightly faster. And obviously, my people are now starving because I forgot to buy them some stuff. So I'm just going to buy them some very, very quick grain right there, and then we're just going to move on. We've got 1 day until we run out of food, but that's all right. We don't need to worry about that too much. Let's go in here. There we go. We leveled up once again. Let's get another couple of pieces of grain. And yeah, so we actually leveled up. So focus point, what do we want to spec it into? Well, I'm thinking right now that if we want to be completely pacifist here, I think smithing is probably going to be a pretty nice way to go. This is a very different way of thinking for me personally, because usually what I'm thinking of right now is I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I probably want to spec some points into one of the combat skills, right? You know, we want to get one-handed or polearms or something like that. We probably want to get some riding skill, some athletic skill. We can't get any of that this time because there is no point. There is no point in doing that. We could get bosun skill potentially. We could get shipmaster skill as well. I'm not entirely sure if we really need those. So I'm going to go for smithing here because we are indeed going to be doing some smithing. We're not going to be doing a huge amount because I don't really want to, shall we say, abuse the mechanic or anything like that. I literally just want to try to make a little bit of extra cash just by doing that, but I don't primarily want to do smithing. So we're going to get another 2,000 gold right there. We're going to lose our honest trait, which is obviously completely fine with me. I don't really mind about that. We also gained some trade skill, which is really nice. We got 2 skill points from that, which is actually quite surprising. And indeed, we can now, let's have a look. Let's take a see. Are we actually going to get anything good here? Raw silk could be kind of nice. I know that leather is really, really good. Oh, yeah. You know what I really want to do, though? Ideally, I want to go into Nord territory. Nord territory is actually going to be insane for us, in my opinion. I kind of think we should buy some flax. Yeah, maybe not that much. Okay, yeah, let's buy some leather. This is kind of a cheap price for leather. Kind of-ish. And we're just going to buy a little bit of it, and then we're just going to move on. There are going to be a load of towns that we can go to here that will potentially get us a nice profit. But the reason why I want to go to Nord territory is obviously not readily apparent just yet. But I don't really want to reveal the reason why we want to go there yet. But I think you can probably tell if you know about the new DLC and stuff like that. It's going to be amazing. So I think it's probably a good idea for us to get the raw silk here and probably to head back to Sanala and actually sell that there. We could go for the silver ore as well. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do it. We'll do it. We are obviously still now at 2,000. Kasira is only over here. Yeah, it's really, really close, actually. Look at this. It feels to me like Aserai territory has shrunk rather dramatically, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. It doesn't seem like it, it doesn't seem like that has actually happened with the War Sales update. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, Kasira, not Kasira, it's Sanala that I need to go to. Ooh, yeah, that's a little bit worse, isn't it? Yeah, that's a little bit worse. Anyway, as I said before, we will try our best here. If you feel like this is not entertaining enough or anything like that, then by all means let me know, because obviously this is a little bit of a... I wouldn't say experimental, because obviously pacifist runs have existed in every single game for many, many, many years. And, in general, I'm just thinking if there are no battles, it might not work out as well as I hoped, which is fine, in my opinion. I mean, that's okay, if you don't like it, that's okay. Then I'm just gonna see what else I can come up with. But generally, I do think that this could be really, really enjoyable if we just try to see how fast we can get to a certain point. I'm going to buy this and actually go to Kasira right here. I am losing a lot of money right now, but let's just hope that the trade rumors are actually accurate, because I did just go to Kasira, so it should make sense, right? It should make sense. So we'll see how far. 5% increased travel speed on deserts and dunes. That is insane. That is insane for us right now. But yeah, let's see how far I can actually get in one episode. And let me know. Let me know if you want to see more, because for me personally, I think this is an extremely fun concept, because I'm a huge fan of trading and stuff like that. I love trading in games like this, and generally, if I, you know, have the opportunity, then, you know, I'm going to try to trade as much as possible. Okay, so there you go, 3,300. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, we could buy the oil here. Actually, hilariously enough, I believe Kuyaz has really, really good oil, but yeah, we could make quite a lot actually buying the jewelry here and go back to Sanala. No, you know what? I'm just gonna do this, get the 9 skill points. Then we're gonna go to Hubyar. Now, as I said and indeed mentioned earlier, there is a very, very good reason why we want to go to Nord Territory, and you saw a little bit of it just now, right? You saw a little bit of it just now, which is literally us going and, well, the new resources. The new resources are very, very good. Oh, yes, they are very, very good indeed. Okay, oh, look at this. The leather actually sells for an insane amount. Raw silk selling for an insane amount too. Okay, that's great. We could get rid of that straight away. And I will have to buy a little bit more grain here just to make sure that we have enough going forward. Let's see. Yeah, none of this stuff is looking that good for me right now. I'm thinking, yeah, pottery is looking okay, but I don't really want to go back to Kasira for only 110 or something like that. Don't really want to do that. So we're just going to do this, going to get a little bit more. What I'm aiming to do, by the way, is I'm aiming to get to a trade skill of, let's see. Trade skill of, well, traveling rumors would obviously be fantastic, but we want to get great investor. So we want to get 125. That is the important thing to go for here. And look at that, I actually gained a level already. Okay, so this is pretty fantastic. Let's see what we can do here. So what do I actually take otherwise? I guess smithing some more, right? I guess smithing some more. And I guess I could go for cunning now, or I could go for endurance. I think I do have enough to get to 300 in trade with 8 in social. I think I do have enough there. Technically, I could go for more in social if I wanted to make it faster, but I think personally we should probably go. Do we want to go smithing? We don't really need to go for a huge amount of smithing because, as I say, I'm not going to use any kind of combat. You know, there's no need for me to do combat or anything like that. There is something really, really nice here, though. Minus 50% trade penalty when selling smithing weapons. So I think we will go for one point in endurance. I think that sounds pretty nice. And we'll otherwise see what's going on at Razi here, and hopefully we're going to be able to find some nice stuff. Obviously, the greatest thing we can do, the first really, really good thing we can do, is purchase a caravan. Yes, usually this would not be the thing that I would suggest to do if you're playing this normally. If you're playing normally in a, you know, completely straightforward fashion, you probably don't want to go for a caravan first. I feel like that's not exceptionally good to do. However, if you are going to play sort of like trading character like I'm doing right now, then it's probably best. It's probably best to do it that way. Let's see what we can do. I would probably like to, yeah, I guess we will buy some, buy some flax, I guess. Buy some flax. Our carry capacity has been exceeded. Let's see if we could buy a couple of sumpter horses. There we go. Okay, so there we are. Ooh, what do we get here? You strike up a conversation with town, with a trader, with a trader in town who is desperate for news of the wars. When you tell him about the looting of Musum, he makes a proposition. The price of grain will almost certainly rise, and he intends to buy up food now to sell it later when the hunger hits. He needs money, and he will sell you raw silk at far below their market value. 1,000 dinar? What? Get 12 bolts of silk. Huh. Actually, you know what? I kind of feel like doing that. There we go. I kind of feel like doing that. Okay, so we received 12 bolts of silk. That could be amazing, by the way. That could be really, really good. So Let's see if that's actually going to provide us with any kind of benefit whatsoever here. Okay, so first of all, as you can see here, we don't really want to sell the felt here. We do want to sell the flax here, though. This is going to be absolutely crazy. Look at this, 59 per one, 980. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of depreciation there. But look at the raw silk. We literally just got a massive amount of benefit here, and obviously depreciation is going to kick in, but look at what happens. Yeah, okay, we get down to more average kind of cost here, but for me personally, I feel like that's fine. We can then leave 10 and we can sell that at Kasira. Maybe we want to get something else. Do we want to buy some hides? Maybe do we want to buy some fur? Yeah, we should probably buy some hides because we are actually going over there right now. There we go. And there's another 5 skill points in trade. Very, very nice. And now we can go back to Kasira. Obviously, what I'm going to eventually do and what I am going to try to do is I will try to get around and go to Nord Territory. I'm going to try to trade around as much as I can, so we're not obviously always going to be staying in Aserai territory, but I'm just doing this initially until we have enough cash to be able to get... Okay, Kasira is actually not doing this very, very... actually, hides are good. Hides are fine. But yeah, I would ideally like to do this until we get a caravan or something. Ooh, we can get some more felt here, actually, for 170. That sounds pretty good, because then we can sell it at Hubyar for 500? Is that real? Is that real? That doesn't sound real to me. That doesn't sound real to me at all, but we're getting two skill points once again. All right, let's go back to the... come on, let's try and see whether we actually do get... I mean, come on, we've just been there, so the trade rumor should be still active, right? Should still be accurate. It isn't. As you can quite clearly see, it isn't. But we can sell this for a little bit, I suppose. And we'll just keep the rest. I mean, we've got to keep ourselves afloat a little bit. But yeah, that obviously was not correct. So very, very unfortunate there. We might be able to buy some salt, though. Salt's pretty decent. There we go. Can spend 1,800 on salt. Not sure if that's a particularly good idea, but we'll see if we can maybe make a little bit of profit here. I am obviously having to spend quite a lot on actually bribing these people now, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, salt is not selling for that much at all. Yeah, see, it seems like our trade rumors are not doing particularly well here. As you can see, we can actually sell this for 1,100. That is a massive loss, actually. That is a very, very large loss. So it seems to me like what we'll need to do is, first of all, I'm going to buy some grain. I need to buy some grain, some pretty cheap grain. And yeah, you can see here, salt is 49. Yeah, that's not that good. I could get some leather if I wanted to, but I feel like, yeah, we've just lost a lot of money right there. We do still have felt. We do still have quite a lot of felt, so technically we can still make a good profit if we just find the right town to go to. I could go to Iakias, actually. I have not gone there yet, so it could possibly save our bacon. Maybe it's going to work. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Raw silk. Very nice. Very nice. Look at this. Raw silk selling for 178. That's extremely good. Let's do that. Do we have anything else that can actually... Yeah, as you can see, grain is really, really cheap here. Could buy some butter as well if we wanted to. The clay sells at Kasira for a lot. That might be really nice. Pottery is also selling for a pretty nice amount. Let's buy some pottery right here. Hides selling for 100. Yeah, well, you can actually... according to the trade rumor, you could buy hides for 32 at Baltakand, which obviously is... Yeah, that's insane. That's a pretty crazy price right there. I don't know whether we should go for clay. We should probably buy a little bit. We bought it literally just for... We're buying it for 10. I mean, how can I say no to that, right? How can I say no to that? So we'll just get a couple more horses here, and I paid 800 for that. That's okay, in my opinion. We could go to Kasira and actually sell it, or the trade rumor is completely incorrect, and we're gonna get messed up in a pretty big way. Let's see if that's indeed the case. Yeah, no, pottery is doing okay here. Clay is double the price. But if we go to Hubyar, according to the trade rumor, it's obviously a lot better. But I'm going to just sell a little bit here, just to continue getting a little bit of cash, just to make sure. But yeah, we've made some slight errors here, but it's okay, because we're still making trade skill, we're still getting scouting skill, we're still leveling up. And indeed, as long as we are not bankrupt, that's all that matters. Alright, so we've actually traveled over to Aserai here, and I think this is actually going to be one of the, shall we say, secret areas that we need to kind of stop off at a little bit more. This is one of those off-the-beaten-track towns, and in my opinion, it really, really makes a huge difference. I mean, we really need to make sure that we pick up these planks, for example. We're going to be selling the date fruit, as you can see, that I just picked up for a pretty significant discount. Very, very nice right there. And we can also buy some raw silk as well. Look at how much we're actually buying that for. Extremely, extremely nice. We can even go to Sonala and sell the grapes if we want to as well. It feels to me like a lot of our trade rumors are probably going to be relatively accurate right now. So we might have a pretty decent shot at making this work. So we're going to spend 2,000 on this, and we're going to get to 75. That's really nice. And what do we have here? One of your men comes up to you unexcitedly. No. One of your men comes up to you excitedly. A peddler in the marketplace sold him a map to a treasure buried by a long-dead Kanek sorcerer in a wadi near here. He wants a bit of time to check it out and promises you a fifth share of anything he finds. You've heard tales of gold found in ancient tombs near here, but in this case, you'd give 100 to 1 odds that this leads to either a grave that was pillaged centuries ago, or someone's underground irrigation cistern. And at any rate, the locals won't appreciate your man smashing things up with pick and shovel. Alright, so we can decrease morale by 5. We can decrease relationship with notables in Aserai by 10 and have a 1% chance to earn 1,000 gold. Or we can tell him that Kanek sorcerers sealed Jinn in their treasure chambers. Okay, you know what? Just because I think this is quite funny, and because I think it's quite amusing, we're going to give him the opportunity to go and look for it. And we are going to decrease our relationship with notables in Aserai by 10, but I'm amused. If we get the 1% chance, I think that's fun. So we'll try it. Nope. 1% chance. I mean, really, there was going to be no way ever that was going to happen. But I like the you know, the possibility. It's a little bit of a gambling thing there, and I think that's quite fun. So why not? And let's see. Okay, come on now. Grapes, pretty nice. Yep, sell the grapes. 380, not too bad. We can probably also buy some raw silk here for a decent amount. Oh, yeah, we've got some of that too. Okay, so we should be absolutely fine here. Grain is obviously selling for a really, really good price here as well. I need to go somewhere else, to be honest. I think that me staying in Aserai territory is killing me right now. So I think we're probably going to have to move on. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to Iakis, going to go to the other towns, see if there's really, really good prices. I'll see you there. Alright, so this is looking a little bit better right here. As you can see, I can sell my planks for 323. Probably going to take that. Sell the linen for 111 right there. We're getting 2,100. I might just end up selling the felt as well. Just a little bit. Maybe 10 units of it or something like that. And then we can probably buy all of the iron ore here as well. We're just going to do a little bit of a swappy swap action right now. And I think wine is probably going to be relatively nice too. So let's buy 10 of those too. And then we can probably move on. Yeah, there you go. Another 4 skill points in trade. Not too bad. Oh, yeah. All right. So this is exactly what I was talking about. So as you can see, the iron ore is selling for 126 here. Technically, it could sell for much more dependent on the place you're at. But for me personally, I am actually just going to be getting rid of quite a lot of this right now. Probably all of it, actually. I think, yeah, why not? Let's get rid of all of it. Going to get 2,800 from that. We could buy some salt here if we wanted to. I don't know whether I really want to do that. I think I will probably... Nah, I don't think I'm going to go for anything, actually. I don't think I'm going to go for anything. So we're just going to make the, 5 skill points. Very nice. Look at that. Very, very good. And... now, this is where things get a little bit more dicey, because we're going to be going out into the wider world, as it were, and we are going to be, let's have a look here, a minus 15% price penalty while selling animals. I think that sounds pretty good. Oh, yeah, I actually leveled up. Okay, let's get some smithing skill. Smithing is going to be a little bit difficult for us, because I'm not going to have the opportunity to smelt any weapons that are from bandits and fighting things and stuff like that. So it is going to be more of a case of, well, I have to use my money to buy weapons and then smelt those, and that's going to be the main way that we actually generate resources for the smithing. So it's going to be kind of harsh for us. Let's actually see what happens here. All right, we might be able to, yeah, let's get some pottery. Why not? Let's get some pottery. Let's buy a little bit of that. About 75 for that. We might be able to go to Denustica and maybe make something of it. This is obviously very new to me because this is completely new layout for the map. The map is very much different from how it used to be. And so me having to go over here, very, very strange. Usually, well, it wasn't like this before, before War Sales, of course. So very interesting to see how we go and navigate about this. Okay, yeah, so obviously pottery not looking particularly good. Flax is looking fantastic though, as you can see right here. And I think I might be buying quite a lot of that. Let's buy quite a lot. And we are going to be, oh, hello, what do we got going on here? Okay. Your troops are taking a bit longer than usual to get ready, and you've had time to relax a bit and watch goings on at the market. One commodity vendor in particular has caught your attention. He always uses one set of weights for the sacks that he's buying from local farmers, and another for goods that he sells. You have little doubt that one or both of these sets is a false measure, allowing him to defraud his customers. Okay. So we could get 200 gold for this. Nothing happens, really? Oh, okay, we're going to get the 200 gold for this. Thanks very much. Oh, look at that. 6 skill points in roguery. That's actually quite funny considering well, I had 0, so I guess it's kind of nice. Anyway, we're going to go back here. Let's see. How close is it, actually? For me personally, I feel like we should go around this way. Is this not faster? I feel like this way is faster than going around that way. Am I wrong? I must be wrong. But it feels quicker. I don't know. It feels quicker to me. Is he actually raiding this village? I think he's raiding that village. Let me just buy some extremely expensive grain. Yeah, that's not particularly good. Me buying that extremely expensive grain. Oh, yeah. Let me just bankrupt myself even faster. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Okay, so hopefully, yes, look at that. The flax is actually selling for an insane amount. Really, really nice. Let's buy some date fruit while we're at it. Let's sell the flax. This is going to depreciate really, really fast, but we bought this for literally almost nothing, basically. So I can sell that for that. Get another 3 skill points in trade. Not too bad. And I think we're going to go to Onira now. I think we can probably make our way over there, and that's probably going to be the way to go. We are taking massive advantage of market connections, by the way. Market connections obviously being, shall I say, market dealer. Sorry, market dealer is the name of the perk. And that is extremely good. Minus 50% cost for all the times that we get attacked by some bandits. And we can literally just pay them 50% of the normal price, which would be pretty... I mean, it wouldn't be staggering, but it adds up over time. I mean, just imagine, you know? You get 300 cost every single time, and you have 5 people. It's you know, 5 people attacking you every time. It's really kind of insane. Okay, so date fruit, we're going to sell that. We're going to sell the pottery as well. That's another 2,000. Really, really nice. We could buy some butter here as well. Buy some cheese. Ooh, wool is extremely cheap right here, but it doesn't look as though it's going to be selling anywhere else really that amazing. Silver ore actually looks kind of nice. Felt might be kind of good too, so let's buy a little bit of that. And the pottery, no, we already sold that right here. Jewelry is looking fantastic. Let's buy the jewelry. There we go. All right, that's great. Look at that. 3 skill points in trade once again. And let's go back over there. We're going to return back to the previous town. I think we might get really, really lucky with the silver ore and the jewelry. Hopefully, the price isn't going to change by the time I get there. But who knows? It probably will. I mean, let's face it, you know, I do get a little bit unlucky in those cases. These guys are obviously wanting to fight us every single time, but that's okay. As I said, this is just the cost of business as a caravan owner. All right, so the jewelry is actually selling quite nicely here. Not as amazing as I thought, but it is double. It is over double the price. So I think that's pretty nice right there. We can obviously sell the silver ore too. We can sell the butter, sell the cheese, because we're getting a pretty significant price for that. And we can buy the date fruit here too. Flax is selling at Onira for a decent price as well. We could buy more pottery and actually sell that at Onira too if we wanted to. The whale oil is selling very nicely. So let's do that. Another 5 skill points in trade. Almost at 100. Very, very nice. Let's go back to Onira and see if we can sell that whale oil for a nice profit. Alright, so unfortunately we're not really getting anything super amazing here. We are getting the ability to purchase some butter, cheese, grapes, etc. for not too bad of a price. However, we are having problems with the fact that we can't offload our whale oil now because these guys don't really want to purchase it for a very significant price. So we are going to just have to leave it the way it is, and we'll have to take it somewhere else. I'm assuming that the nearby towns are probably going to have a pretty decent shot at giving us some nice deals, so why not? There's another skill point. Unfortunately, we did not get to 100, but 100 doesn't really give us that much. That's something to bear in mind. I think 100 does give us trade rumors, but unfortunately, we just don't have enough cash to be able to get the first caravan anyway. Okay, so we can actually sell felt and pottery here for a very, very nice price. So I think we're going to go for that. It's starting to get a little bit more averaged out now. Not a big fan. We could sell some of the wool, at least another 2,300 for this. This is not too bad. I have purchased some velvet here, I believe. Did I buy some velvet? Yeah, I think I did. I think I did buy some velvet. And we can also buy some flax here as well. As you can see, the flax is actually selling for a very, very nice record cost here almost. And look at that, another 3 skill points in trade. Okay, so now we have the ability to get caravans gathering trade rumors, which is extremely, extremely powerful for us. We're also going to be going for 2% travel speed while following a hostile party. I guess we will go for that, even though that is actually not going to really provide us with that much of a benefit. You know what? Considering I'm so close to these towns, I'm literally just going to go over and just check really, really fast, just in case some of the stuff that we have already in our inventory is going to be super, super nice to sell. As you can see, flax is actually selling quite nicely here. Felt is selling quite nicely. The whale oil is not doing too badly. I'm going to sell one of those. We'll sell some of the wool too. We could sell the flax as well. Yeah, seems relatively decent. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Another 3 skill points. Okay, hello. What do we have? Okay, some of this is not looking particularly good. It has not escaped your men's notice that you've accumulated a fair amount of money in your treasury. Actually, no. I don't have that much because I am going to be buying a caravan very, very soon. So this doesn't really help me that much. Yeah, I will give them 500 gold, I guess, for 5 morale. I'm not sure if that's really worth it, to be honest. I think that's probably not worth it, all things considered. Nowadays, you know, I mean, obviously, at the moment, I actually need the cash. So, me spending 500 to give them 5 renown, yeah, probably not the greatest idea, but it's alright. Let's buy some cheese. Ah, here we go. Yeah, more flax for a very cheap price. Not too bad. We can also get some hides. We can sell that at Aserai, but it's not really that good. Yeah, we could do this. Oh, yeah. Okay, felt. Felt is selling quite nicely at Aserai by the looks of things. We were just there. It might make sense. Velvet is selling really, really well at Onira, apparently, according to this. Sheep. Ooh, okay. I'm going to be paying quite a lot here right now. Not a terribly big fan of that. I might want to get rid of... Should I get rid of my weapons and stuff? Should I literally get rid of my weapons and things? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Okay, there we go. I'm going all out. You know, I'm going all out on the pacifist route here. You know, we're not going to be attacking anyone. It's going to be interesting to see if we can actually make that work. Let's go back to Aserai, see if we can actually just offload some of the really, really, you know, cheap goods that we just purchased. Yeah, we can sell... Yeah, the felt is actually not too bad. We can sell that. That's 1,200 already. The flax is not really going to be super, super useful here, so I'm just going to get rid of that, and then we'll make our way back. I'm going to make a brief stopover at Phykeon and actually see if there's anything good. Okay, so in Phykeon, I actually purchased some clay for a very cheap price. I purchased some iron ore for a cheap price as well, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Maybe salt as well. I'm not entirely sure, but we've purchased a lot of extra stuff. So I think what we'll do is we'll sell some of the flax, we'll sell some of the clay while it depreciates, we'll sell some of the hardwood while it depreciates, and then we'll sell the iron ore there. We're getting another 1,800, which is not too bad. I do need to get some updated trade rumors. That's going to be extremely, extremely important for us. We might actually want to purchase some sheep as well. This, surprisingly, is actually kind of good, in my opinion. 32 for some sheep is not bad at all, if I do say so myself. So I think I might buy 5 of those just in case. We're going to get another 3 skill points in trade. We're now back up to 7,700. Not too bad. I would like to get at least, well, obviously I would like to get around 10,000, 11,000, something like that. I also need to purchase, or shall we say, recruit a companion. That's going to be very, very important for us. So I'm going to start checking for taverns and things like that now. Yeah, Velvet sells decent-ish here. Probably going to just sell all of that. Why not? We've got some extremely cheap grain here as well. Very potentially useful. Yeah, some of this stuff could be good. I really need to see the trade rumor near to us, though. That's the big deal. Might buy some more sheep, I suppose. Okay, so we've returned back here to this Aserai town. We're going to sell basically every single thing that we have on us right now. Cheese, butter, grain, etc. Just sell all of that. We're going to sell the sheep as well, even though I think that we could probably get something a lot better from somewhere else. But I think that's probably good enough. And yeah, I think that's it. There you go, 3,600. So we are going to just purchase some... Did I sell grapes here? I think I might have sold grapes to this guy, so I'm just going to buy them back, but I guess that's fine. We're getting 3,300 for this. I did manage to find a companion as well. The companion is going to be relatively good at what he does, and you can see here we look at that, we gained 6 skill points from that. That is actually crazy. And we also now have this. So I think what we'll do is we will go for frugal, because minus 5% wages in the party. That sounds pretty nice, right? And... we have, well, let me see if I can find him. There we go. This is the guy. This is the guy we're going to be turning into a caravan. He has basically 54 in trade, which is okay. But the main reason why I wanted to get him is just because he's got some pretty standard-ish skills. So as in, he's got decent athletics and charm, medicine, so on and so forth. His tactic skill is actually pretty decent too. His scouting skill is okay, not amazing. So... generally, when we make a caravan of him, which we will be doing in a very, very quick second, I'm actually going to be going over to Razich to be able to do that first. I want to make sure that we do it in this particular town, and it doesn't really matter what town it is. It's just a town that I feel is going to be really, really good for profits. And we're going to see if we can even afford it, to be honest, because I might not even be able to do that. Let's get for some more steward skill. I'm actually going to go for some steward skill here, because I'm not entirely sure if we're going to have any companions on us whatsoever. Obviously, I do want to try and find a wife as soon as possible, but that may not be a thing that we can do right away. You know, might have to be a little bit problematic. Okay, I need 21,000. Okay, we need 21,000 to be able to make a trade convoy. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem, maybe a little bit of an issue, but I think we'll probably be fine here. Some salt, yeah, not a big fan. Ah, hello, linen. Linen is doing very nicely here. We will do this, and we will take this over to Danustica, and that will be extremely nice for us. Yeah, we should probably take some fish as well, just in case, because that's really, really cheap. There we go. And yeah, okay, so yeah, we'll go to Danustica, and then what we'll do is, once we've sold all the things that we just purchased at Danustica, we should have enough to be able to create the caravan. I initially wanted to create a convoy, because convoys are fantastic. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The convoy system is just fundamentally so good. And you are going to be getting so much cash from that in comparison to a caravan. But yeah, you can see here, look at this. We can literally sell our whale oil for a massive amount. Can sell the linen for a massive amount. And it doesn't even depreciate that fast, which is insane. We can also sell the grapes. Look at that. We're getting 7,000 in cash. 7,000 in cash. We're almost at 125 in trade, which is amazing too. And what we're going to do is we are going to be... Yeah, I can't actually do that. I can't actually do that here because it's a coastal town. I need to go over to Onira to be able to form a caravan. I'm going to get attacked here, maybe? No. Okay, never mind. They're going their own way. And yeah, so here we go. Form a caravan. Yes, there you go. He's going to go ahead and do that. And we spent 10,500. Now, this is the reason why I wanted to play as an Aserai culture because, well, you guessed it. Look at how easy that was. Look at how easy that was. It's absolutely insane because it's so cheap, you know? It's just extremely cheap for us to do that. And I just want to see if we can maybe buy or sell something at Danustica. Yes, here we go. Silver ore. Selling for a lot. Yeah, not this. Not this. Not this. This is fantastic. Are you serious? That can't be right. That surely can't be right, right? That surely can't be right. Okay, we'll see what happens here. We're going to drive... we're not going to drive the lepers away. We are actually not going to get involved. We're not going to get involved at all because there's nothing there for us, really. But yeah, if this is correct, if these prices are correct, which I am a little bit skeptical about, we are going to be making such insane cash. Let's actually see whether that's... Yeah, it is actually correct. That's crazy. Okay, so I will be selling a lot of the beer because, as you can see, we can get 2,000 basically from that. We can sell the silver ore as well. All of it, actually. And we can sell the jewelry too, and boom, look at that, 10,000. That's actually crazy good. And I don't know what else I can really buy. I guess I will buy some fish, buy some grain. Might as well buy some butter. Might as well buy some cheese too. Why not? I mean, you know, look at that. I got 11 skill points. 11 skill points in trade, absolutely crazy, and we will now be going for Great Investor, which is going to get us 1 daily renown for every profiting caravan, and we are going to be getting that as well. We're going to be getting so many more of those. We're going to be getting loads and loads of those, and we're going to be trying our hardest to try and generate as much renown as possible. And hopefully my guy is going to start making some cash for us right there. I'm at 11,000 in cash right now, so I'm hopeful that we'll be able to expand that even further. So let's have a look. I'm looking for something that I can sell at Danustica potentially. Ooh, leather sells at Onira for a nice amount. Okay, let's take that. What about the velvet? Velvet doesn't seem to sell anywhere nearby for a decent amount either, which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, I guess that's just how it's going to go. I would like to purchase a couple of horses, but I can't really do that right now. So let's go back to Onira, sell that stuff that we just purchased, and then we'll see if we can maybe make our way over to Nord territory. Like I said, I think I'd kind of like to do that. All right, so we have 187 for leather here. Just going to sell all of that right now. Sell all the fish too, and I think that's it. I don't think I really need to do anything else. Right? Right? I don't know, actually. I guess I should buy some tools. Alright, so this is when things get a little bit more interesting too, because what we are going to do is take oratory. Now, usually this is something I never, ever take, and there's a reason for that. Usually, I am not really going to be doing, I mean, it depends on, you know, it depends on obviously the task that you're doing, but obviously in this case, Pacifist, we're not allowed to attack anyone. We're not allowed to attack anyone or participate in any battles. So that means this, +1 renown and influence for each issue solved, that's going to be amazing. Because the alternative is plus 30% influence gain from battles. So this obviously, the fact that we are unable to become a mercenary, I mean, technically we could become a mercenary, I suppose, but we just can't fight anything. Now you may be thinking, how are you gonna earn influence doing that? Well, that's exactly how. Things like that, you know, perks like that are definitely going to make a big difference, but we've just got to find the right task to take at the right moment. So you can see here, we're going to be getting a lot of linen sold, a lot of whale oil sold, a lot of raw silk sold as well. Need to be a little bit careful about the depreciation factor here. And there we have it. Okay, that's probably going to be good enough. Jewelry is selling at Vostrum for a lot. I think I'm going to buy... Should I buy some of this jewelry? I feel like that's a waste. I'm not going to do that. Another 6 skill points in trade, though. Absolutely crazy. Let's go over to 5k on. I did have a pretty decent time actually sourcing some materials from there, so I'm kind of thinking that that sounds kind of nice. Our caravan's not doing so well right now, which is to be expected, of course. So, yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah. That's just how it goes right now. But, you know, we'll have to just make do. Ooh, yeah. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Look at how much clay actually is. Look at this. You can literally buy all of this. Look at the raw silk cost as well, and the salt. Actually insane. If you can find a place that buys all of those for a really, really cheap price, yeah, you're gonna be swimming in money. Oh yeah. Well, I did find a place. I'm not sure if it's the best place, but I found a place that actually buys salt and other things for a relatively decent price. As you can see right here, I can literally sell my raw silk for such an insane amount that we are going to be gaining, oh yeah, loads, and a massive amount of cheese actually being sold there too. And we can also sell the hardwood now, and we can sell this. Sell that. Might as well sell most of this actually while we can. I mean, literally, look at how much I'm making right now. Look at this. This is actually insane. I wasn't expecting such a large amount, but there you go. All right, so we now have... Yeah, well, basically, I'm just going to move on from this. Look at that. 11 skill points in trade, and we got to 150. Pretty amazing. Let's see what we can do here. Is there anything that we want to go for? Minus 50% wages paid while waiting in settlements. I guess you could do that, technically. Yeah, why not? I don't know really what's going to be the most beneficial there, but yeah, I think that's fine. Mounted scouts or patrols, what do we want? Well, nothing, actually. Yeah, mounted scouts, I guess. And we could go for some more smithing here, or we could go for steward skill. I think we'll just go for steward skill, because we're not currently doing smithing just yet. We will be doing it sometime soon. Let's go over to Diathma. This is where I currently am. I'm in in Saniopa territory right now, which is kind of amusing. Usually I'm not really going to be coming over here that often. But yeah, we will be obviously making our way into Diathma in just a second here. Getting unlucky. Getting very, very unlucky when it comes to the sourcing of companions. Companions are apparently showing themselves to be quite rare at the moment. Alright, so we're going to make some massive cash here. So, fur, tools, whale... I'm not sure whether I should sell the whale oil here. It says it's a good price, but I don't really... I feel like we can probably get more from that. So I'm going to sell the clay here as well. The raw silk, I could potentially sell that too. We're going to get 3,000 from this, but the main thing that I want to draw your attention to right now is the fact that we can buy fish, grain, butter, and cheese for literally less than 5. Same thing with wool right here, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to be buying, I don't know, 75 of each, I guess. 75 of each, something like that. We are going to be over encumbered quite dramatically as a result of this, so I may need to buy some more horses or something like that. But yeah, I am going to do this just purely because how can you lose if this is literally like, this is the minimum cost for pretty much anything. I think 2 is the lowest I've seen ever. So this is extremely, extremely powerful. I think wool is something I want to do a bit more of. So let's actually get like a whole bunch of that. Let's get 200. I don't know. I might be going a little bit overboard on that. And this is also not going to really work out too well for me right there. But yeah, we're now at Tile, as you can see. So Amprila is definitely where we're going to be heading back to, because that does seem to be the place that needs all of these resources. And this is the great thing about purchasing food, though. You're not really going to ever think to yourself, oh, I made such a huge mistake getting all that food. No, because food is actually useful to you, you see. Food is useful to your army, you know, generally. And you're not really going to be like, oh yeah, so I wasted all of it. No, you're not going to be wasting all of it, because you can then just take it and eat it. And that's what's obviously fantastic about that. And as you can see, we could sell this cheese for such an insane amount. I can sell that like so. Sell the grain. Obviously, bear in mind, I purchased every single unit of grain for 3. Yes, 3 dinars. Which is amazing if you think about the total cost here. The wool obviously was 5, so we are getting about double the cost of that, which is, it's okay, you know, it's alright. I think we could probably do a little bit better though with some of these things. So I think what I'll do is I will just sell some of this stuff. And I think we're going to then move on. We've got 5,000 from this, which is pretty nice in itself. So I don't think we really need to be, you know, super upset by that or anything. And we could... Where is Tile? Tile is down there. No, they're not really buying anything for a significant price. Yeah, not really that good. Unfortunate. What about Flax? No, Flax is okay. Not amazing. Okay, so we did get 4 skill points in trade, which is okay. And you know what? I think we have enough now. Yeah, I think we have enough now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to continue making my way over to Nord territory, like I said I was going to do, and also Sturgian territory. They may indeed have some of the things that we want, and we'll see if we can maybe make that work. Because the thing is, this is going to be the big deal here. Look at how much money we're making right now. Obviously, this is only 1 caravan, right? This is only 1 caravan. If we can get another caravan and or a convoy, we will be swimming in cash, and I probably won't have to do that much at all. I can probably just lay back and just let the profits roll in, you know, as much as we like. But obviously, I do have to level up my trade skills still. So doing advantageous trades definitely going to be important. All right. Yeah, wool is actually pretty nice. We can sell that because I actually purchased that for 5 per 1, so that's cool. As you can see right here, Balgard selling once again fish, grain, etc. for very, very cheap prices. Not a particularly big fan of having to purchase any of this stuff right now. We could purchase the iron ore though. I think iron ore seems kind of low in terms of cost. And then, yeah, you guessed it. Oh yeah, you guessed it. We're gonna get the convoy. Gonna get the convoy straight away right there. I did get another companion. It is Sir the Spice Vendor. She is amazing. As you can see, I literally just got 2,600. Yeah, I literally just made 2,600 in cash, and that is indeed the secret of how much, of how you can make so much cash from convoys / caravans. Caravans are not as amazing as you might expect. I mean, you saw how much I was getting for it. I was getting initially about, 50 to 100 in terms of profit. And now I'm literally, just before I purchased the convoy, I was making 500 or so. And now I'm making 2,500 because the convoy is just so good. The convoy is amazing. So we'll just sell all of the wool there. And the iron ore is not really selling for anything super, super special. I might be able to purchase some grain, because it's kind of cheap, not super cheap or anything like that. Oh, hello. Clay and flax are selling for a decent amount, so let's buy some of that. Let's buy a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we got some tools as well. Tools are selling quite nicely. Let's we can get some wine too. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty nice. There we go. All right, and we're going to get some more trade skill from that. Okay, so now here's the thing. What we can now do is potentially we can buy a ship. We can buy a ship relatively quickly. And, yeah, I mean, we can basically buy one almost immediately right now if we want to, I think. If we go to Nord Territory, we can buy a Knar for, I think, 13,000 or something like that. The question is, do we want to buy one? I don't know, for me personally. I'm not entirely sure, because it might be easier to trade. It might be easier to trade, but it might also be more difficult because then we are going to be overburdened potentially when we decide to take all of these resources across the ocean. So that could be a problem. Going to be buying, or shall we say recruiting, another companion here as well. That's going to make a big, big difference to us because I would like to get yet another convoy if I can. Okay, going to sell all the clay and all the flax here. Don't really see the need to keep it. Another 1,500. None of the other stuff is actually looking that good. We could buy some hardwood though. Hardwood is selling for 7 and 6 here, so that's not too bad. And I think that is it. I think that's all we can really do. I could buy some Sumpter horses for a cheap price, so I think I will do a little bit of that. I think that sounds kind of nice. But yeah, I was actually hoping that we could do something kind of cool here, but unfortunately we're getting... Ah, there we go, yes. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the whale oil, yes. I was looking for the whale oil, and I was looking for the Nord-specific resources and materials. And yeah, they're going to be very, very good. As you can see, there's whale oil right here. And I am going to go over here as well. I'm going to see if they... Yeah, they have whale oil there too. They have another village of whale oil as well, which would be pretty fantastic. So let's see how that's going to go. Maybe it's going to go well. Maybe it's not. I don't really know, but we'll find out very, very soon. Alright, so this is pretty much perfect right here. Gonna buy all the leather, all of this stuff, all the fur and all that. Yeah, so 3,700. Walrus tusk might be really, really nice too, but this is kind of like a bit more on the average side of cost, so I'm not really a big fan of that. Might buy some jewelry though. We're gonna be spending 5,100 here, but look at what we can actually sell. We can sell some of the hardware, sell all of that, sell all the iron ore, sell all the tools, and we're literally only paying 270 now, and we are also making 3 skill points in trade, which is pretty nice. We also have this guy who is a shipwright. He has shipmaster skill, bosun skill, engineering, smithing. I guess we could kind of take him because right. I mean, as I said, oh, I don't have enough space. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but I can't really do much about that. Actually, you know what I can do? I can actually take this and sell that. And I can probably take some of this stuff as well. I can take this out here, sell all of that stuff. Now we're getting 1,200, which is actually really nice, because what I'm going to do is I am going to create another convoy. There we go. Another convoy right there, straight up. And now we're just going to wait a little bit of time because I don't really want to leave just yet. I want to make sure that we have a little bit of cash. There we go. There it is. 3,200 right there. And we're going to just see if I can maybe purchase something that is actually going to be useful. Yeah, as you see, there's a load of fish here. So technically what I could do is I could literally just buy, I don't even know how much. Let's see. Should I buy like 300 lots of fish or something? I mean, literally 3 is, I think, the second lowest I've ever seen. So I think it might be useful. Yeah, I think it might be really, really good for us. So I'm going to buy some planks as well. And there we have it. Okay. And that's it. There you go. There you go. Yeah, we're actually in a really, really good position right now. And obviously, as you see, I have traversed the entirety of the map. We've got our caravan fellow over there as well. But what we are going to do now... Actually, you know what? Let me actually just make sure. Did I purchase all of the whale oil right here? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. So I purchased all the whale oil here. I also want to go over to this village. And this is very, very specific because this village over here has whale oil as its primary production. I didn't actually go to the other one just yet, but it went to, you know, I really want to make sure that I actually purchase the whale oil as much as possible. And, okay, well, what do we have here? Get 3 loads of meat. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. Yeah, sure, why not? I have no idea what's good there, but yeah. Whale oil, very cheap. Look at that. We can purchase that very, very nicely. And I am going to be going to the other one as well. Over here, Fimbulgard. And I will... Ah, there you go. And Beartild clan has just advanced to clan tier 1. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very nice to see that. And yeah, I was kind of hoping that my trade skill would increase from convoys and stuff like that, but that doesn't appear to be happening. So I might have to get a mod or something like that that does that. Because it does say, trade skill does actually say that if you operate caravans, you're supposed to get trade skill from it. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working. Ah, hello there. It's time for a marriage. Yes, it's time for a marriage right there. Boom. All right, we don't have enough. Well, I was actually... I was actually really excited for a second. I was thinking to myself, yes, we're finally going to get the opportunity to marry that early. Nope. Nope. That was very unfortunate. Hilariously enough, I came across her so extremely early, and I thought to myself, yes, this is great. That means that I am going to have a very, very nice, easy, simple time getting a wife, not too problematic at all. And look at this, what do we have here? We have a contract work for a mercenary. The thing is, 140 influence. I can't really do that yet. I can't really become a mercenary yet. I don't think that's going to be particularly useful for us, unfortunately. I could try to do something here. Maybe we could do this. Oh, hello. Okay. Are you going to allow me to... Nope. No. Of course not. No, not in a million years. Okay, so unfortunate for us that we're not going to be able to marry anyone yet. We just don't have enough cash. We just don't have enough cash or anything like that to be able to sway their opinion. So that's a little bit unfortunate. I am going to be going for Beast Whisperer, I think. Yes. There we go, Beast Whisperer, something like that. And we will then go to Hargard real fast. And yeah, then my main goal is to literally travel all the way down into Aserai territory once again. And that's going to be my main thing that we really, really badly want to do. I could sell some leather here, furs, and so on and so forth for a pretty decent price, I guess, kind of. Why not? 3,700? I mean, how can I say no to 3,700, right? I mean, that's pretty nice. That's not a bad idea. And we're going to buy some walrus tusks and some whale oil here as well. And there you go, get another skill point in trade. Unfortunately, trading is going to now slow down dramatically when it comes to its when it comes to its overall speed of leveling. You can see here we are at 78 out of 150 renown. Let's actually just see what happens when our wages come in. Yep, 78. We're now at 81. So convoys do actually make a difference to the renown. They are counted as caravans, which is extremely nice. Let's actually go over to Balticand real fast as well, because that's definitely going to make a big difference to us, I think. I think Balticand is going to be one of those towns that doesn't really get a huge amount of attention. So it would be really, really nice if we could make our way over there and actually see if the resources there are selling for a nice amount. I think they probably will. Let's take a look. Yeah, so walrus tusks sell quite nicely. I'm going to sell all the wine, sell all the planks. That's another 3,000 right there. And indeed, we can... Whoa, look at the flax. The flax sells for... Yep. Let's see. How much do I want to buy of this? Let's be a little bit... Okay, I'm going to be a little bit careful with this. Let's buy some sumpter horses, buy some of these. We are having a herding problem as well. Let's actually recruit some more people. I actually do need to do that, because I am over-encumbered quite dramatically here, just from insane amounts of stuff. I don't really want to sell the walrus tusks here, but they do seem to be selling quite nicely. So let's sell 5 of them for the moment. And yeah, I mean, craziness, right? Craziness. Let's actually get some butter too. What is going on here with these places? They're making so much stuff across the board. I mean, literally, flax, wool. Look at this. The wool is also crazy. Okay, let's get another 150 of these. We could get some salt too if we wanted to. I don't know whether that's a good idea. Sheep for 12? Sheep for 12? Really? Okay. Sure, I'll buy some sheep. Why not? We literally had sheep for 12. Really? Sheep for 12? That's actually insane, if you think about it. Okay, did we already buy some wool? Yes, we did. Okay, salt. Do we have some salt? No, I don't. Yeah, we have very, very little salt. Okay, let's buy that. Yeah, so coming to Balticand, absolutely hilarious, hilariously, really, really good to do. And we can now go down. Oh, yeah, I'm moving so slowly. Wow, look at me. Look at how slow I'm moving right now. This is actually really bad. You know what? I'm gonna have to... I have a herding problem more than an overburdened problem? Really? Okay, that's actually kind of insane. Wait, let me just see here. Let me see if I can rectify this situation, because otherwise we're gonna have some problems. Okay, so this is pretty incredible. I haven't even traveled that far, but yet, look at where I am. Okay, I'm in Makeb, and look at what's happening here. Look at this. Look at this craziness. So I can literally get rid of all of this stuff. This flax isn't even selling for that good amount. The sheep, same thing. Butter, same thing. It's not even a good amount. It's not even a good amount. I could make so much more. So what we're going to do is we're just going to offload a handful of things just to make sure that my herding and my speed is just a little bit better, because I did attempt to wait for a little bit of time so that I could gain some additional troops, because that's obviously going to make a big difference to us. There we go. 5 skill points in trade. Pretty nice. Pretty nice right there. Not too bad. And yeah, we're actually going to... I think I still... Don't I have a... No, I don't. Ah, okay. I thought I had a companion. I thought I actually had another companion. Okay, apparently I already made her into a convoy without me realizing it. Okay, for some reason that just happened without me even knowing. Okay, that's great. Anyway... I did get another perk point in Steward here. I think we're probably... none of that really makes a difference. I think I would just go for sweatshops right here, because that is going to increase our workshop production if we do make any workshops. Generally, I'm not a big fan of workshops. I feel like they are kind of inefficient when it comes to the cash that you have to spend to purchase them in the first place. So I'm not a particularly big fan of them, but they're okay. You know, they're all right. And we are just going to do the same thing right here. Trade convoy, boom, and there he goes. All right, so he's going to go off there, and we are going to be making so much money, it's going to be crazy. Let's sell the jewelry, and look at the whale oil. This is exactly what I was talking about. The walrus tusks as well. The whale oil, immediately, we're going to sell that straight away. Going to sell some of the fish as well, because we are getting 5 times the amount that we paid for it. Same thing with the flax. We're getting actually not 3 times the amount. We're getting so much more than that. That's actually insane. So we can sell all of this for another 7,000. Look at that. Another 5 skill points in trade, and we are now 175. So what we can do is we can now take this. 5,000 dinar return when one of your caravans is destroyed. That's obviously fantastic. We're also getting a minus 25% price penalty while buying food items. I think that is actually applying to us because we are the only companion in our party here. So technically we are the person that's doing all of that. We are the caravan master, the quartermaster, so on and so forth. And we're also the scout and the medic and all that stuff, even though we're not going into any battles. But, you know, you understand my point, yes. You understand my point quite dramatically here. So we're going to go into Onira in just a second. And yeah, we actually have some people that are leveling up their trade skill here, as you can see. So what we'll do is we'll do Caravan Master for 30% carry capacity for this guy. We'll do distributed goods. Actually, local connection might be better. Local connection is probably going to be better because I don't think they actually buy from villages. And then we have well, clan leader doesn't really make any difference to this one. So it doesn't really make any difference. Nope, neither thing. And then we have this. Travel speed on steppes and plains. Yes, travel speed on steppes and plains every single day of the week. Oh, we have another one. Bosun skill. It doesn't really matter what we take. Probably the repair cost, because more than likely they're going to be suffering quite a bit from storms and stuff like that. So it's going to make a big difference. Usually I don't allocate allocate perks manually. I usually just do that automatically because I just don't want to be bothered with it. But this time around, I feel like we probably want to be a little bit more choosy with things. Let's just sell 5 of these. Sell some fish while I can. Flax is selling for a massive amount once again. Let's sell that. Getting another 2,600. The question is, do we want to sell anything else? Well, I do kind of. Is there wool? No. Yeah, all of this stuff is just selling for so much. I'll sell some more whale oil. Why not? And there's another 3,400 for us. Only two skill points in trade this time, but it's actually going to be extremely nice. We are going to go all the way over... Oh, hello. Apparently the Vlandians have taken Kuyaz. Well, that's very impressive of them, isn't it? Okay, so I've actually purchased some ships. I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I purchased some ships. This cost me 40,000. And as you can see, I'm now starting to upgrade them as well. Now, fantastically enough, we are in Danustica and they have the ability to upgrade their sails almost instantly, and you can see here, look at this, I can literally get some crazy cool upgrades, so much so that I literally have the ability to upgrade every single one of these to the maximum that they can be. They are that good. Obviously the main reason why I'm doing this, by the way, is because they are cargo ships. These guys are cargo ships, so you can see already that we're gonna have to lose a handful of people. I think... Are we going to have to lose a handful of people? Maybe. Let's actually just get rid of a couple, just in case. And then we can make our way onward here. Now, we have to be a little bit careful about the Corsairs. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to let us go if we pay them. So I might have to be a bit worried about that. But yeah, otherwise, this is going to make things so much easier for us. I am actually making my way over to Kuyaz right now because it was just under siege. And I'm hopeful that they won't have any money. Or shall we say money. I hope they will have a lot of money, but they're not going to have a lot of food. That's the thing. And we're going to make a lot of money from that. Or at least hopefully. And we'll see what happens. You can see how fast we're traveling as well. Look at how fast we are. It's absolutely insane because we are obviously not overburdened. We have the wind helping us out here as well. And indeed, we are going to be making our way in. Ah, look at that. I'm Bear-Tailed Clan Tier 2. Isn't that crazy? Super, super fast right there. Also, Bosun skill. Look at Bosun skill leveling up dramatically as well. Really, really nice to see that. Let's actually get a skill point in Bosun skill, even though it's probably not even going to be that useful for us. And indeed, let's have a look. We can sell the sheep. Okay, we'll sell the sheep. Why not? Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's sell a little bit of the sheep and then we'll slaughter the rest, I think. That's probably what we'll do. Some flax, some butter. Sell all of that for 2,000. Not as good as I thought. Not as good as I thought it was going to be, but that's all right. That's fine. We can now go over to Sanala instead and we can see what's happening there. Bear in mind, remember what we said earlier. Askar is one of the secret towns. You know, obviously anyone can go there, but Askar is like out of the way. So usually you're not really going to be seeing too many, you know, caravans and stuff like that go there. So it would be very, very nice if we could make that trip in just a second. Got to sell that, sell some sheep there as well. Let's actually leave our vessel here in just a second. And what we're going to do is, what was it that I wanted to do right now? Oh yeah, I wanted to slaughter some of these sheep. So let's actually just do that. There we go. We're going to get some meat and we're going to get some wool. And hopefully that's going to help us to make even more cash as we make our way down into Askar territory. And you can see here, look at this. I have literally not fought anyone. I have not fought anyone at all. Not auto-resolving, not even, not going into pretty much anywhere. And we leveled up once again. So now what I can do is I can get this guy. And we can actually make him into a caravan straight away if we want to. I think I will make him into a ground caravan. Usually I like to go for convoys only, but we're going to go for... Oh, trade convoy. Oh, I can actually do that right here. All right. I was actually not planning on doing that, but because it's available, I might as well. But that's certainly good timing, I guess, or shall we say, good location. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately the flax is all done. The flax trade is all done here. I can sell some fish for a pretty decent amount here. I mean, it's okay. And then the butter as well. We can just get rid of that. We can sell the meat too if we want to. And that's it. There you go. So another 2,000. Unfortunately for me, wasn't as good as anticipated. I was actually hoping it would be a little bit more impactful here. I do still have quite a lot of whale oil, don't I? I have 38. Not as good as I thought. Not as good as I thought it was going to be. But what we can do is I think we can probably go over to Vlandian territory. I think Vlandian territory will probably have some pretty nice things. So I think we'll do that in just a second. And let's just make sure that we're actually going to get something good to take over there. Maybe... beer apparently sells in Nord territory very, very nicely. Yeah, okay. Let's see. What do we want to take? Ooh, hello. Felt sells in Nord territory massively. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this, and we'll probably take the beer as well. There we go. So we're going to spend 7,200 on that. That's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever with that. And we are now just sailing away, and we are going to be there in no time. Ah, another bunch of bosun skill right there. Okay, so ship repair cost, I guess we'll kind of reduce that, I suppose. It doesn't really matter either way, to be honest, but there you go. And we can now go into the trade screen and actually see what we're going to get here. Hilariously enough, I can sell whale oil for 382. I certainly wasn't expecting to sell whale oil back to the Nords for a significant profit. Okay, I guess we will do that. We'll sell the beer too. I think I purchased the beer for 50. Didn't I? Something like that. So that's actually pretty nice. We could also do something... Yeah, I don't really like that. I think I will take the fur, and we could take the hogs as well. The hogs are not too bad, but I think we're pretty fine with that. So there's another 2 skill points. We are obviously going to be going over to Throndalag in just a second. This is obviously going to make a dramatically big difference to us, because this is the town that we got the trade rumor about beforehand that was actually going to get us some really significant gains when we came over here to sell felt. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's not actually doing very well. That is kind of sad. Yeah, that just goes to show, you know, you can't always rely on the trade rumors, because they are going to change. That's just how it goes, you know. Trade rumors and generally the economy itself is going to change dramatically by the time you get there, potentially. So you want to be a little bit careful on that. Okay, there we go. Just going to purchase some more stuff here. And yeah, we actually have an offering, as you can see here, an offering from Dirthart to become a vassal for Vlandia. I am not going to be doing that. Thank you very much. That is not something that I'm particularly interested in. As you can see, we have some sea raiders here that want to murder us, but we're not going to be dealing with those. They are just flailing around randomly right there. Let's sell this. We can sell some whale oil right there. We're going to get another little bit. And I'm not even going to bother looking at that, because what we want to do is go over here. This is going to be a very important thing. This is another one of those little secret towns that is just out in the middle of nowhere, very, very far away from pretty much anything. And I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to make something happen with some of its goods. At least I hope so. We are obviously going to be attacked by these guys, but that's okay. We can just spend 1,000 to get rid of them. Generally, if we didn't have that perk, I'd have to spend 2,000 at that exact moment, and that's exactly the reason why I said, yes, it's probably a good idea that we get that minus 50%, isn't it? Yeah, making a big, big difference there. So now we can go over here. Let's see what we get. Maybe we'll be lucky. We're going to get some more bosun skill there. Okay, so are we lucky? Not particularly. We could sell the iron ore for a little bit. Depreciation's kind of killing us right there, but that's all right. And we otherwise have... whale oil is okay. Saniopa is actually buying whale oil for an insane amount. Poros is buying it for an insane amount. Okay, I think we're probably going to go there then, aren't we? Yeah, I think we're probably going to go there. Okay, we did get 1 skill point, which I suppose is pretty decent, but yeah, we are going to go over to Poros. Poros is... Isn't it here? Usually, no, it's there. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're going to go over there and see if we can maybe make something happen with our whale oil. Okay, so we've arrived at Poros, and one thing you got to know, one of our convoys was attacked by sea raiders and indeed taken prisoner. So that's one of the first sort of major setbacks that we've had in the series so far, or in this episode, shall we say, so far. And we are going to just sell some of the felt here. We're getting a pretty decent price for that. Iron ore selling very, very nicely. Depreciation's killing us, so I'll have to stop selling that just now. The oil is actually not bad too. Gonna sell all of it. Why not? Why not? The beer, we can sell that. The whale oil is selling for a massive amount, so we are going to be getting rid of quite a few of those. 13,000 in cash. Definitely worth coming to Poros here. Did take me quite some time to get here, but I think worth it. Look at that. 5 skill points in trade. Very, very nice. Oh, but look out. Look out. Poros is not the only town to have really good deals for iron ore, felt, and whale oil. Look at this. I can literally sell, I think, all of this. Yeah, I can sell all of this, sell all of this, sell all of this. Look at that. 10,000 for that. Extremely, extremely nice. I might even be able to buy some horses. Let's just buy a couple of horses just to improve our speed on the world map here. We are having a bit of a herding problem, but I think that's okay. Not too bad. 4 skill points in trade. Pretty nice. Do we actually... Yeah, no, we did get a shipmaster skill, so let's actually have a... 2% increase to travel speed. I think that sounds pretty nice. Or we could go for catching fish. Do we care about catching fish, or do we care about travel speed? I think travel speed's probably going to be the way to go for us right now. And we can go into Zionica here and actually see if there's anything that we really want to buy. Wine is not too bad. Wine is okay. Leather's okay, sort of. No, not terribly big fan of that. I could get the jewelry, but a bit too expensive for my liking. Not that I can't afford it, but just that it's not really going to provide us with a significant enough profit, in my opinion at least. Okay, so we're going to have to take a look and actually see what's happening with that guy in just a second, because let's just see where he is. Is he actually... No, he's still a prisoner, as you can see right there. Unfortunate for us that he got himself taken prisoner, but that's just how things go, isn't it? Yes, that's just how things go. Ah, he's now been released. Okay, that's fantastic. He's regrouping. It's going to take him a little bit of time to get to the nearby town and or somewhere, and we'll hopefully be able to then pick him up and then tell him to, you know, become a convoy again and do the wonderful, wonderful things that we know that he can do. And, oh, I can actually buy beer for 37. That's pretty nice. Let's do that. Pottery for 64. I think that's kind of good. Anything else? No, not really. Unfortunate. We might be able to get some grain, I guess, but it's 4. Generally, it's okay to buy it for 4, but obviously it's better to buy it for 2. Oh yes, it's always better to buy it for the lowest possible price, of course. And indeed, we now have a couple of towns here that we haven't really gone to in quite some time, so we might want to check them out. Ooh, pottery, selling for a decent amount here. Look at that. I can immediately sell that. And I think... yeah, nothing much to really go for here. We did get 1 skill point. Yeah, kind of unfortunate there, but yeah, let's actually go to... Whoa, wait, what's going on here? Look at this. We've got some crazy... Look at this. What is going on in this game? What is going on in this game? This is actually insane. This is not something that I saw in the previous campaign whatsoever. We literally had very little, shall we say, change in regards to ownership. But look at what's happening right now. The Vlandians have taken Revel. They've also taken Hvalvik over there. And they've also taken Kuyaz. The Vlandians are just going insane. What? How are they doing that? I don't know. But the Botanians have also taken Epicrotia. And you can see here that it's now under Botanian rule, which is quite surprising. I really have no idea what's going on with this. The vassals are being extremely aggressive by the looks of things. Ooh, iron ore. Absolutely fantastic. Going to buy all of the iron ore for a very, very cheap price. Can buy all the tools for a very, very cheap price too. And I think that's going to be probably it. I don't really see the need to do anything else. However, I think what we could probably start doing now that we have some cash, is we could start doing smithing. So I think we could probably do that. Let's actually see what I can do here. So I'm going to just buy a handful of things. I do need to buy some hardwood to actually go and do the smithing. Let me actually just save, because I'm a bit worried. If you want to see my mods and what kind of mods I'm using, then you can obviously go into the description and see that. But I just want to see if it's actually possible for me to do something here. Yes, okay, there we go. It is actually possible without it crashing. That's wonderful. I was a bit worried there for a second because I was unsure whether it was going to work. Okay, so efficient charcoal maker is what I'm going to take, at least initially. And yeah, do we... yeah, hardwood's going to be kind of annoying for us to do, but we have 30 charcoal right now, so this is actually fine because we can now just smelt all of this. This is going to be really, really nice and easy, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be really nice and easy, so we can basically just do all of that. And then get more of this. There we go. Yes, nice. Loads and loads of smithing skill coming our way. And indeed, we are going to get Curious Smelter right there. Curious Smelter is going to unlock more designs for us, which is going to be exceptionally good. And bear in mind, as I said, I'm not really going to be using smithing to make a huge amount of money, because I feel like that does kind of trivialize things a little bit. But what I would want to do is try to make things a little bit... I mean, that's the thing. I do have to... yeah, I do actually have to do a bunch of trading, actually, to make things happen. So I'm not sure whether we will actually smith anything, you know, super dramatically. But it does get us some nice level ups. It does get us some nice experience in the meantime as well. So I guess that's kind of good. Let's go over to our two-handed swords. There we go, two-handed swords. And we will just literally buy... Actually, wait a minute. I got to ask something. Are javelins still really, really good to make, or are they really, really bad? Because I seem to recall making javelins a long time ago, and they did really, really badly because they'd obviously gotten nerfed. So I'm actually going to see. Let's actually just see whether this is actually going to do anything. I highly doubt it's going to do anything at all. Just going to do that, and then we're just going to smelt all of them. There we go. And are we actually going to unlock anything? Yeah, we did get one upgrade. One upgrade. That's it? Really? Just one upgrade? That's actually kind of funny. Okay, we're getting a little bit of skill. Okay, and yeah, there we go. Look at this. Yes, we're getting so much more unlocked now. That's fantastic. Okay, so now we can continue doing this. There we go. And then we can... Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, let's get tier 3, I guess. Get some tier 3s. We can start making that if we want to. We don't have anything else to really add on to that, but that's actually okay. And as you can see, we now can potentially start converting some things over here. So let's start converting this, convert that a little bit. There, we don't really have any more charcoal right now. Let's actually make a little bit more. Thank you. And we now have 100, or almost 100. Can we get to 100? Yes, there we go. We got to 100 smithing. Fantastic. Okay, so now we really do want to get Curious Smith as well, I think. Yeah, Curious Smith is going to be kind of nice, but Steelmaker is really good in my opinion. I don't know. We'll go for Steelmaker 3, I suppose, and then we will get another point into smithing, because as I said, I would like to get to that point where we can actually sell weapons for a really, really decent amount. Obviously, as I said, we're not going to be going super hardcore on this. I'm just going to try and see whether we can make a little bit of extra money from it, and we'll see if the javelins are actually good, because as I said beforehand, I don't know, it didn't seem to really do much for us beforehand. As you can see, though, I have run out of wood. So that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? So I think I might have to purchase some more from here. I'm not sure if we... Well, we don't really have the ability to do so. I mean, I can, but it's going to cost me quite a lot of cash, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to cost me 10,000 here. I don't know, maybe... Is it worth it? I think it might be worth it. Maybe it is. Let's just smelt all of this. Alright, so I have now unlocked all of the javelin parts. So the question is, are we going to be able to do some pretty cool things here? Well, it does seem as though I will have to respec. Because obviously I can't actually create fine steel right now, as you can see right there. So that's obviously a little bit of a problem, because we really do need to be able to do that. I need fine steel to be able to create Thermoskene steel. And I think I'm going to need that. But let's actually just see how much these javelins sell for. Highly doubt they're going to sell for anything at all. Yeah, as you can see, they sell for basically nothing. These are obviously very, very low level javelins, so they're not really going to do much at all. However, if I just smelt them, maybe we're going to be getting something for it. There we go, and that's it. Okay, so we got to about 114. That's not too bad, and we are obviously going to be doing more smithing as time goes on, but right now I am just going to move on, and we're going to see if we can maybe I'm not entirely sure if we can maybe we can make a decent profit from the charcoal as well. As you can see right here, Diathma actually buys charcoal for 113. That would be kind of crazy good. If we can find a place that actually sells hardwood for pretty much no money, I think there are a load of places that we're going to be able to do that. Varcheg is going to have some great fur prices, though. We should probably head over there and see if we can maybe get something even better. That might be nice. It would be also very, very cool if we could actually do a task or two. Unfortunately, we do have... a special weapon order. We could potentially do the special weapon order if we wanted to. Not sure if it's a particularly good idea, but... maybe it's nice. Let's sell some of these tools while we can. The hardwood, as you can see, actually sells here for a pretty decent amount too. Do they have furs for cheap? Furs for cheap? No? No? Doesn't seem like it. Where are the furs? They just have felt. That's it. Not a particularly big fan. I'll buy a couple of pieces. I don't think it's really going to get us that much. Yeah, furs are not even here. Really, really surprising actually, because they have so many... villages, as you can see right here, that produce fur. So it must have been that a caravan has purchased them all or something like that. I really have no idea. You can see here, fur literally sells for 300 here. I guess I'll just buy some. And we'll see, maybe we can make a decent profit on it. But as it stands right now, all I'm really going to be really concerned with, is he actually... yeah, he's actually ready for us. So we're going to actually call him back now. And I might try to reassign him to a ground caravan instead of a boating one, because he was on a boating one and he didn't do a particularly good job, at least in my opinion. So we can sell some of this felt here, sell some of the iron ore as well, and there's another 5,000 for us. Not too bad. Yeah, okay, so we'll see what happens. He's obviously going to arrive very, very soon. There he is. Okay, fantastic. And now I can literally just speak to this guy and have a caravan. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to do a particularly good job here, but let's keep an open mind. I have a feeling he's going to just go and get himself attacked almost immediately. I don't know what it is, but sometimes caravans just have a death wish. They really do. They just tend to run in and just randomly get themselves killed by basically anything at all, and that's not exactly great, you know? That's not exactly what you want them to do. Anyway, I think that is probably going to be it for this episode. I am still unsure as to the concept of this series. It would be extremely cool if we could capture the entirety of the map just doing this, because I think it is possible, obviously. It is very much a slower style of gameplay, and we don't have any battles whatsoever. So I'm a little bit skeptical about whether it's going to be entertaining or not. And by all means, as I said earlier in the episode, if you personally find it not entertaining, by all means, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, if you do find it entertaining, then also vice versa, by all means, let me know. Because, you know, let's face it, I need to crowdsource a little bit of opinion here. Because for me personally, I think this is a huge amount of fun. But obviously, it is possibly a personal enjoyment factor rather than a, you know, watching me run around and trade stuff. Not sure if that is that fun for everyone else. It's fun for me, but, you know, probably not fun for you, maybe. So, you know, as I say, by all means, let me know. I'm going to sell the hardwood here as well, by the way. There we go. And we are almost at 200 trade skill, which is actually kind of insane how fast we've leveled that. And, let me see. Minus 20% price penalty while selling food items. I think that sounds good. I think that sounds really, really good, actually. I mean, there's many... like, for example, if I go over to Tile again, we know that Tile has really cheap... well, basically everything. You know, really cheap, all kinds of foodstuffs. So if I get 20% off on all of that, that is going to be pretty incredible. I'm going to sell all the iron ore here as well while I can. And as you can see, grain is selling here for 4. I mean, maybe the price penalty isn't even necessary, to be honest. It might very well be that it's not actually even worth me doing that. Maybe. Because in comparison, what do we have? We're selling pottery, tools, silk, and jewelry. I mean, that's very specific, and usually I don't trade in those goods. So I will go for the food. Yeah. Sounds good enough to me. Okay, so this is what's currently going on. As you can see, I literally am almost clan tier 3. And actually, let me just check Sirenea. Maybe they have a companion. They do. And it's an iron belly, no less. Okay, that's actually hilarious. And there you go. There's clan tier 3 right there. And we have Iron Belly, and I can immediately recruit him. Wow, that's actually insane. That is such good timing. Can you imagine? That is amazing timing. Okay, so we're just going to be getting him. He's going to go over there and do that. Let's see, what do we get here? Yeah, I'm just going to increase our morale by 5. I'll pay the 500. Nowadays, 500 is nothing, you know. Not even, what is it, 20 minutes, half an hour ago? It was basically nothing. I mean, it was basically quite a lot. So now it's nothing at all. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get carried away otherwise, because as I said, I do actually enjoy this a great amount. But if you don't, let me know. If you do, let me know. And we'll see if there's going to be a part 2. Not sure if there will be. Maybe there'll be a part 2, but it will be like a condensed version of everything that I do. To get to a point where we will actually start being able to conquer and indeed claim various amounts of territory around Calradia. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.